Hello BookTube, hello Tudorverse. I have a book haul to close out April. It was a good month and a good week. I volunteer at my local library's used bookstore, so I have a never-ending source of books to buy. and this week they did not disappoint. First up is Hillaire Beloc's Thomas Cranmer. I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's a very different perspective than what I usually see and the one to which I usually incline. Beloc famously dislikes Thomas Cranmer, and I really like him. For one, Thomas Cranmer really believed in Henry VIII's divorce from Aragon. Cranmer believed in the religious changes and really thought it was all being done for the best, as opposed to Stephen Gardiner, who did it because he was toadying up to Henry. Cranmer was also the only person to defend his friends to Henry. We have letters from Cranmer written about Anne Boleyn and Thomas Cromwell. They're wonderful letters. I'll leave a link down below because I have posted them on my blog. Both of those letters, he is the only person to have stepped forward. Now, admittedly, like once he's finished defending them, there really is, there's no defending a traitor. Okay, because if you are even friends with a traitor, you are kind of looked at suspiciously yourself. He did it anyway, but of course at the end he had to back off a little bit, and it's like, well, if it has been proved, I am exceedingly sorry, I find this hard to believe, but you know, so there was a little bit of that, but again, the only person to actually try. He wrote the Book of Common Prayer. The beautiful Book of Common Prayer. It was his life's work, basically. He was so very proud of it. And in the end, when he was arrested for heresy, he recanted in an effort to save his life. A lot of people tried to do that. It was supposed to work, but they didn't allow it to. Instead, they published, they forced him to write an increasing series of recantations, and they published all of them as tracts in order to dissuade people from Protestant bents. And then they sent him to the stake anyway. And once he realized that, he first put into the flames the hand that had signed the recantations and basically recanted those recantations and exhorted people to follow their consciences, and it was a stirring end. And so it's going to be interesting because Beloc comes at it from the Catholic perspective, and it's going to be interesting to see the way he describes that, well, all of the things leading up to it, but especially those final moments. So this is going to be a good one. Next is a cute little The Age of Elizabeth. I love 19th century nonfiction. It has an earnestness that is really endearing, and it's adorable. It has these little indentations where they basically give you the gist of what's going on in that paragraph, so you can thumb through and easily find what you're looking for. This particular one is part of a series. We only got the one. I did not break up a set. Epochs of History. And it's just anybody who wants to learn about the age of Elizabeth, hence the name, separated thematically. It looks like a cute little thing, and I'm very happy to have it. It's going to go right next to Agnes Strickland up on my shelves. And then a French version, History of English Literature. This is, it's like the perfect size. It's just adorable. It's like short, like my 19th century thing, but this is from the 1920s, so it's gotten a little bit bigger, and it doesn't have the indents anymore. But it is exactly what it purports to be. It is a history of the literature, not the literature itself. We don't get any of the text, but they talk about, they separate it into the Anglo-Saxon period, the Norman conquest to Chaucer, the humanists, the poets, and it just keeps going. It is very full, very comprehensive, and very earnest. That was it for my vintage Tudor books. I also, though, got Rutherfurd's New York. I enjoyed London, and I know New York better, so I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this one as much. And lastly, The Bookshop, a history of the American bookstore. It was written by people who had or have, as of the publication of this book, they had a bookstore in the West Village, and then they go right back to Benjamin Franklin as the original American bookstore, and then just all the way through. So this will also be an interesting read. And that was it. That's it. I can do the pile to show. This is going to be, it's going to occupy quite a lot of room on the shelves, but I have shelves up there for French books and for vintage books, so there's plenty of room for them. So have a wonderful weekend, and fingers crossed for May.